Right folks, we've got quite a few box sets as far as CBs go. I just want to cover one or two things quickly. And the first thing is one of the viewers kindly sent us this glue gun, which is which takes batteries. Now I've never seen one that takes batteries. Uses the small glue sticks, and I think we just bought some at Aldi yesterday. So thank you to that viewer. So I think they're these glue sticks. Well, Mr. Chippy's bench. I was going to do this in the chapel, but it's pouring with rain, and I wasn't fancying walking across there. Yes, so it's those glue sticks. So we're going to look at this in some detail towards the end of this video. Oh, it's got batteries in it. Good grief! I wasn't expecting that. Let's see what Mr. Chippy's meter. Do you know these make about £149 before you think it's something off? We do need analog meters from time to time, and this is a Japanese rather good one, which was an RS item. So it's got battery test function, so it's under load. Yeah, it's not brilliant, 1.4 volts. But it might do a demonstration, because what I was going to do is charge up some rechargeable batteries. I might still do. These are all 1.4 volts. So don't think we're going to get any gluing out of this. Negative, positive, positive, negative. So we'll see whether that does some warming up. Whilst that does some warming up, I bought this off eBay. It's one of these battery banks. It was somewhere between £20–24 delivered with VAT. I think they're probably £14 something ex works. And it's come with a USB lead with which to charge it. Sorry, wrong one. It's USB-C, and that plugs into a USB 5-volt thingamaflop charger. Now what it does, it's intended for heated clothing, heated gloves, heated jackets, heated whatever. So it's 12 volt, it isn't 5 volts. So it's 5 volts in, it's 12 volts out, but it's also 5 volts out. It's also does 9 volts How does that happen? It does other voltages allegedly, according. Or is that a different model I bought that does that? So you've got a standard coaxial socket, like we'd expect. Definitely warming up that, with which the 12 volt output comes. So we're going to make some leads up, and we'll do some tests on the battery and power supply tester that I've got, because we all know that a lot of these things don't say what they're supposed to do. It's supposed to be capable of 1.2 amps at 12 volts, and I thought that'd be a really useful thing to do emergency kits and things like that up a hill with, which don't have a battery facility. So there we go. So it says 9 volts at 1.5 amps. Don't understand how that happens. Long click, double click, anyway. So we've charged it, and it's definitely. I wonder if that's the different voltages. Because it will then control a fan speed, which is one of the things it purports to do. That's how it's doing its different voltages. So you wouldn't connect the product if you wanted 9 volts. You'd jolly well set it up on here and then plug in. Anyway, we'll put that through its paces, which is something I was going to do today, but as I say, it's raining. So that was interesting. And then, while we wait for this glue gun to... Oh yes, it's got the glue coming out. Wow. Right, we'll switch that up. That is fantastic. So once again, thank you to that man who's kindly sent that in. That's a really useful thing. And we've now got a nice stock of glue sticks from Aldi. That's really convenient, because the mains one, you know, you're faffing about plugging it in when we're working on the benches and that. So I've never seen one of those. That's really good. So that's that. Now it's these. I spotted these in a cheap shop. Was it Poundland or something like that? They weren't a pound. Something like, don't quote me on this, but something like £6.99 for a pack. So these are 1 amp hour, 1000 milliamp hour, so they're less than they usually would be. These have been on my shelf now for about 9 months waiting for me to do this video. I'll just blow some dust off. There we go. So what's different about these is they plug into a USB charger. What I was going to do is to combine this with that glue gun demonstration, but I don't need to. So you get this splitter with it, so you can charge 2 at once. Tell you what, we'll open the other pack, pinch the lead so we can charge 4 at once. So you see, these have got a USB, miniature USB socket on. Don't ask me what it's called. It's not the C. So charging is 5 volts at 110 milliamps, and they'll charge in 8 hours, which is fine. So I just thought this is absolutely unbelievable. It'd be even better if I could actually plug it in. So because you've got this electronics in there, you've got less capacity for a battery. So 2/3 of its battery and 1/3 of its electronics, which is why they're a smaller capacity. But when you consider that all our favourite realistic walkie-talkies, which took 10 of these, when you consider that they were 550 milliamp hour batteries at the time, then it seems to me quite a generous capacity. You see where I was coming from with the glue gun. These aren't easy to get the angle right. They are on a bit of an angle. So you're not straight into the battery, you're at an angle. That's why I was struggling. So I've got a charger here, and don't we see some BS advertisements that you're going to charge your mobile phone a zillion times quicker with some particular type of charger. Well, you know, there's a maximum to what the charging circuitry in people's products is going to do. You know, if this says it's going to draw 110 milliamps charge rate to each of these batteries, so it's going to be 220 milliamps charge. If I put on a whacking great big charger that, you know, there's 100 amps output, you know, as if, it's not going to charge them any quicker, is it? It has to be current regulated. So what shall we do? We have an extension lead and a USB charger, and I have a detector of blue LEDs. So how do we know they're charging? Oh right, they've got LEDs in them. Well, there you are. I was going to have to put it on something like an AC ammeter. I was going to use the whatever it's called. Oh, we've two of these, haven't we? This is the FSH6 one. Okay. Still look at the current being drawn, couldn't we? Let's plug that in instead. Right, what we got? So we're at 231.5 today. This property is fed direct from a transformer on a pole just across the road. So 30 yards away, no less than that, 20 yards away, we're fed at 11,000 volts, and then we've got a transformer just for this property. So here we are, 230 volts. There we go, they are all charging, and I'm sure they do what they say they do, but we do have an analyzer, a battery analyzer, and I might put those through there later. That's what I wanted to show you all. I will come back to it and we'll finish the video in a bit, and I'll just see if they really do charge up properly. So sometimes I see things like that in supermarkets. I didn't buy them from the supermarket, I did buy them from the wholesaler. Right, so brilliant little heat glue gun, a potentially useful 12 volt power bank that also does 5 volts, and some very unusual AA batteries. Come back to this in a bit. Next day I took these off later last night and they were glowing blue, so I don't know whether you saw the amber lights. There was a blue LED when it was apparently charged. So we'll unplug them. We'll get Mr. Chippy's analogue meter with battery test. This battery test function puts it under load when we'll get it in the camera. It's not like putting a voltmeter on with no load. So that's showing just over 1.3, which is probably what you'd expect. This, yeah, 1.2. .3 just over. 1.3 just over. And just over 1.3, so they're all pretty equal. We've got a nice pip on the top because some, especially rechargeable batteries, have got quite a flat top and they don't fit in all products. So the plan now is to put these in the glue gun, which I've already mislaid. It's there. That's what I didn't think this was going to have batteries in it, you see. And what we're going to do then is go over to the, just while that warms up a minute, we'll go over to the chapel, and as soon as it's not raining, and we'll see what this power bank does in current. So the manufacturer says it's supposed to do 1.2 amps. Mr. Chippy also pointed out, I didn't make this clear, that although I got some glue sticks from Aldi for this, the viewer kindly included some clear glue sticks. If you can just see where I haven't got the new one, because the new ones are opaque, the ones which it came with are clear, and there's a number of sticks in there. So again, thank you for that. About 2.5 minutes later, we've got glue coming out of there, so that's absolutely excellent. And obviously, using it on rechargeable batteries is the thing to do. So, again, that's really good. So, as far as that goes with the USB rechargeable batteries, that's that done. That's the glue gun done. We'll go over to the chapel. We'll see how many, whether we can get anywhere near the 1.2 amps, which this reckons it does. So in order to finish this battery pack little test off, we're here in the chapel. I'll just take its charger lead out, which is what it came with. So I've got an adapter here which goes into the actual socket. Look, I got these off AliExpress, and they turn everything into, I think it's 2.5mm, which I've got these standard leads for. So the plan here is we can now plug into that, and we can connect it to our, oh, that's not ideal, is it? Let's see if we can connect these massive clips to our tiny leads. Not as I'd expect this kind of wire to sustain more than an amp, but the product's supposed to deliver 1.2 amps. We'll see whether that's connected. So we need to switch this on, and I need to make sure this is in the right mode. So we're at 100 milliamps. Let's switch this on. So if it's a full set of bars, it should be 12 volts. Now it's powered down. Well, it looks as start as stable as a bag of worms, so I don't know why that is. Trying to draw 600 milliamps and it's round about 9.1 volts. That should be 6 volts. Take these off altogether. I'm only getting 9. I'm getting 10 volts at 600 milliamps. .2 amps were at 8.3 volts. I'm only getting 12 volts at a 100 milliamp load. Go to 200 milliamps and it's dropping to 11 volts. I'm going to switch this to 6 volts. By the time we get to 0.6 of an amp, we're at 5.4. It's dropped to 4.5 by the time we've got to 1 amp. So far for its 12 volt capability is a load of tosh. I'm not getting that. All I could do better is to make an adapter with a soldered on plug rather than using an adapter tree. But I can't see we've got a problem with that. Just connect it up again. Take it to 0 load. 11.6 volts. And it's stable at that. So I think we've got there it's supposed to be 20 amps and I've no reason to disbelieve that, but to be honest it may only be useful as a normal 5 volt power bank. So there you go, thought I'd test it. Disappointing. I'll never get these back on either, will I? So thanks for watching various battery things and that little battery operated glue gun which was kindly sent in by one of the viewers. So thanks for watching, I hope you found some of that informative, and if you want one of these for 12 volts, well, it doesn't look like they do it above 100 milliamps.